This is Texas Tiger Diggs, and I have a problem that quite a few detectors might run into if they have some issues, and that is, what do you do with a plate full of pull tabs? So, being a detectorist with issues, you develop that into a quick way to test the reactivity, which I think is a term that has been popularized by the Deus, or target separation, which is the more traditional term. So you find a way to test target separation. So I came up with this. It doesn't make a lot of sense, I understand. Hopefully, conceptually, it'll make a little sense here. And anyway, in any case, I collected a bunch of pull tabs lately. There's little crud, etc. in here. And most of these are pull tabs of various ages and variety, all the way up to the modern pull tabs that shouldn't be pulled, like I always say, etc. So I've got a good collection here. And in the middle here, I've got a bathroom tissue roll. The paper one, And in here, I have a quarter. So I was going to check, and I'm going to check it now. I'm going to check target separation on a quarter with very little clearance, surrounded by a sea of pull tabs. This is the ultimate in trashy situations here. Though, finding the quarter isolated like that is not really realistic, but it's something that we can run a test on. So let me put this back down. I'm going to put this on my test garden that I use in my apartment. So let me drop that there. So I've got a field of pull tabs, and inside that bathroom tissue roll, the internal roll, is a quarter. So I think that's the ultimate unfair test to use on a detector. So what I did was, I've run across this with a few of the detectors already, and I realized very quickly that the stock coil was not the one that's going to be used on one of the machines, and then the stock coils was exactly what I needed on the other two. I haven't tried the Deus yet. So what I did was this. I tried the AT Pro with the standard coil, which is 8 by 11.5. So now I'm going to use it with the 5 by 8 coil. Basically, what I'm attempting to do is see if I can, through all of this trash, hear the quarter. So I don't expect this to work, so this is not really, I would test it might be a little slightly more fair later, but this is the extreme one here, so thought I'd go extreme first. So I'm going to go ahead and switch on my AT Pro. And it's in custom mode, but I've got a few things. So what I'm going to do initially is I'm going to make sure that every one of these is live. So I'm just going to use the basic. So I'm just using the basic iron discrimination at 35 and nothing else at all being discriminated in. There's a few little metal in here, so it's going off every now and then. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attempt to hear that quarter among all of these signals. So these signals should be in the 50 to 60 range for the pull tabs, and then of course the quarter is going to be about 85 in the Garrett AT Pro spectrum. So let me flip this thing down a little bit. Let's see if I can actually get a successful reading on that quarter. I'm going to pass it a few times. I don't know if you can see that. That is 60s, 53s. So I'm not reading that quarter at all. And I'm using the small coil and a slow drift. So it is being blocked, which is not surprising considering the proximity of those pull tabs. The signal to that quarter is being completely masked. Okay, so that's with the AT Pro, with basically no discrimination other than basic iron. Well, let me remove that altogether. I'm going to go down and I'm going to go to zero discrimination, but it doesn't really make a difference here. But let me go ahead and do this, because there is not a true all metal mode. And what is all metal going to give me but a single signal no matter what it is? So I'm gonna stop that there. Had a little brain freeze there momentarily, and I'm gonna switch it off. So I'm gonna go to the Fisher F19. I'm going to switch it on. It's going to go through its normal countdown sequence. And then I'm going to hit one of the plus or minus buttons so you can see what I have or don't have discriminated here. See there? So I'm running wide open. So let's see if I can get something that will read like a quarter among this sea of pull tabs with the F19. There we go. You see that number, 64, 65, 68, 70. That's all pull tab range. Like I said, this is an amazingly unfair test. But so you see that even with these two real good detectors, if you got quarters sitting in a sea of pull tabs, now you're not going to see a sea this thick that often, so this is an extreme. But I cannot pick up that quarter off. I'm not getting a high tone. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting an 80 plus reading that would indicate that quarter is there. So it also doesn't work with the Fisher F19. So let me switch it off. Now let's take I almost hit the tripod. Let's take the big gun here, which is my XP Deus. Now, if this one doesn't work, I'm not sure any of them will. But I'm going to turn the sound on, and then I'm going to change it to Deus Fast. All right, I've got the Deus set for Deus. I got the Deus set for Deus Fast, its most reactive thing, and I have the smallest coil gun on. I've got the stock coil. Now, XP claims you can get it just as good a target separation with the 11-inch, and I might test that sometime, but since I'm using the small coils on the other systems, I thought I'd use it on this too. So here we go. Look at there. Even the mighty Deus in this really extreme situation is not getting a reading on that quarter. All right, so we're still not getting a reading on that quarter. So let me switch this off. Okay, so see, that's what you get if you're in an extraordinarily trashy area. There's just no way that you're going to see that quarter, even with the most reactive technology probably available. I don't have a mine lab or any of the big mine labs to test, so I'm just using my little universe here. I'm not able to see that quarter, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch this out and make it a little bit fairer. So I'm going to take the quarter out of where it is here. So let me do this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pull tab C here, and I'm going to pour it another plate. This is not screwed down, so I got to take care. Alright, so now we've got maybe a little bit fairer situation. Have more space. Now this is all artificial, but that just shows there's a limit to reactivity, so no matter where you got that quarter, if it's in a sea of pull tabs, now this is really a sea. So take this for the extreme I'm testing, but that does show that you could run into issues. So there's the quarter now. I've got the quarter in, and this is the top of of a Dixie cup type thing, or larger than that anyway. But it's a big cup lid. So you got almost 3 times the amount, maybe 4 times the amount of space between this quarter and the surrounding pull tabs. I'd be surprised if this doesn't work, but I wouldn't really be surprised. So let's try this. I'm going to put this back in my little test gourd here. So now let's try each and every one of these machines again. I'm not running any discrimination on any of these machines other than the AT Pro. You know, it has some weird things with all metal modes or something, so I'm not sure if that affects it any. But I'm not running discrimination on any of this. Alright, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to put the Deus back in, and I'm going to switch it back on. It should still be in Deus fast. Alright, let's see here. Pull right now. See there, I'm beginning to see a little bit of a change there. See that 80? Not every swing, but on some swings, I'm getting that higher return. But it's still pretty inconsistent. 81. See there? So I am beginning to get a slight reading with the Deus. And it's probably the fastest machine that I've got here in terms of recovery speed. And I'm running it real slow, so it's not like I would know that that's the way to run it over a certain area. So I'm going to do the AT Pro. I'm going to switch it on. And I'm going to change it to, this time, to 0. So then we got nothing blocking it at all. So I've got it on 0. And I'm going to try it again. Let's see if we can read this quarter this time. Okay. I got 60, 65. I saw 1 or 2 blips that went up, but I'm still pretty much hidden here out. I still can't really get that quarter. So it's even a restriction there. Let's switch this off and let me go to the Fisher F19. It's also in the same situation as the AT Pro. There's no discrimination at all set as right now. I hit the reset button, hold down the menu key, switch it on, it resets to it's a basic, and I'm running not so much gain because it's not like I got an unlimited amount between this and the floor. All right, there I go. I'm gonna see if I can get this quarter. You guys see that? I'm not getting any sign of that quarter. I'm not getting anything above 80 on the target ID. So it's still not reaching it. So no, what am I saying here? I'm just saying that there's a limit to the amount of trash even the best detectors can read through. I might alter this again and try a few different parameters. That's the one thing I wanted to make clear here. And this is an extraordinary amount of trash, and you're not going to run into this kind of trash in any kind of park. And weirdly enough, like I said on the Deus, I did get an occasional blip up. So the Deus is trying. I'm using the smaller stock coil on the Deus, and it's trying to reach that quarter. But even it is not successful enough. And how am I going to know that I'm going to have to swing a coil over an area that's slow to find a single quarter or a single high conductive target? Chances are I'm going to do a standard sweep, and I'm going to miss it completely. So I just wanted to show that. I thought it was kind of interesting. At least it lets us know that there's going to be some limitation in trash area no matter what, as if we didn't know that already, of course. I guess some of the new people or the newbies, I'm not that far off your your particular knowledge base in any case. But so I just wanted to confirm that to myself. So that's my little discrimination test. So I don't know if you'll like it or not, but I think it's kind of interesting. I might try this a little bit later, lessen the number of pull tabs around. I think that the overwhelming number of pull tabs is just blocking everything. So I might lighten that up a little bit. So there'll probably be a future test. But until then, this is Texas Tiger Diggs. We're running another test. And as if you couldn't tell, I didn't get a chance to get out today and actually do my normal bit of detecting. I was waiting around for something new, and I've already got to something new. I haven't announced it yet. I don't do box openings. Sometimes I'll open a box, but I don't do box opening. So we'll talk about that later. In any case, this is Texas Tiger Diggs doing a little discrimination experiment. I thought that maybe with this distance between them, I would get a little bit better. Who knows, I might have to expand it more and then see if I can still get it, reduce the number of pull tabs, so there's much, much more I can do. In any case, I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll be able to get out and get a hunt tomorrow. We had a big thunderstorm this morning and a lot of rain, and then it disappeared, but if I go out now and I start digging, I will tear up the soil because it will grab my digger and I will make an unsightly mess. See you next time.